Hey everybody. Oh, it just said it now. Okay.
Yay!
Hey everybody. I hope you're doing well on this fine Saturday. It's your girl K2 Cray. I got my beautiful sister from another Mr. KT in his house. Okay. And I just want to say welcome to all our new followers. Like, hey y'all, how you doing? We so happy you here. And shout out to all the OGs who have been here from day one. Okay. So I am so happy to be here today. And today we're going to talk about Black stereotypes. Okay. And before we get into the conversation, KT, go ahead, sprinkle a little razzle dazzle and tell people what mental health is.
What's good, y'all? It's your girl Katie, aka your sister from another mister. Again, as always, mental health is our physical, our okay, I'm not saying it right. It's our emotional well-being, and it determines how we think, how we feel, and how we act.
Yes, ma'am.
I know
All
I got
right.
it wrong, but hey, close enough.
It's been a minute. It's been a
It
minute. We
has.
had to get a little speech, but it's okay. We getting back on track. So, to start off today's topic, stereotypes. For anyone who doesn't know what a stereotype is, and you think it's something that you can get at Best Buy, a stereotype is something that you basically um, deem on a race or a person, shall I say? Okay, so like for example, when they say um, certain actions, doesn't mean that it necessarily is true, and even if you may see a plethora of people being showcased in this light doesn't mean that it's actual facts for everyone. Okay, and what I mean by that is, what are some stereotypes that are put on us? Okay, the loudness, ghetto, um, lazy.
The
What else?
Android.
You eat chicken and watermelon and you say yes sir and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
dangerous, afraid.
It's just bottom feeders, just anything negative. Even in the old cartoons, I saw that they had, what was it? I think it was a Tom and Jerry one where there was like a boy. He was black, and they put him in the water, and he turned like lighter.
Oh
So it's
wow.
connotations that hey, you're black because you're dirty.
Yeah,
Your skin has some type of issue. That's why
right.
you're dark like that. So it's just different things that people have pinned on certain societies, just to kind of give a description of who they are. But in reality, you can't stereotype nobody, because we are all individuals, and that's what I really want people to understand, that we are all individuals, and just because we like something does not mean it's because you're this or
Right.
that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if I want a grape pop, and yes, I said pop because I'm from Chicago, fight me if you want to about
Shot
saying
town in the
soda.
house.
But anyway, it's a pop. Okay, so um, say if I wanted a grape pop, oh yeah, black people be loving the grape pop. Oh, see now I don't want it,
Yeah.
Or if you go somewhere, have you ever been stereotyped where you're somewhere and they're like, oh, I thought you were gonna be loud, or I thought you were gonna, when I saw you, you were gonna, speak like Shanae or whatever. Or if you see a black girl with a different color hair, you think that she
Mhm.
ratchet. But also with stereotypes, there's also contradictions,
Mhm.
because you can say all these negative things about, oh, black women are loud, they're angry, they're ghetto, they just all this kind of stuff and destructive. You know what I mean? That black woman is evil.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? How they always try to make us,
The angry black woman. Yeah.
but it's like we real cool. We real cool. We just
Right.
real hurt. We just real hurt. And a
Yeah.
lot of us don't know how to heal. because if you were never taught healing and you never feel like healing is an option for you, you ain't gonna go there. You ain't gonna
Right.
go there. But how come, you know, Cindy Lou could wear pink, green, and purple hair, and she's hip, she's swag, she's posh. A Latina could, I'ma cuss you out and I'ma cut your tires and I'ma da ba da ba da. Oh, she's passionate, she's spicy, she's you know the Latin lover, all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's all these excuses for others. If another race of woman speaks out and says her opinion, oh, she's speaking her mind. She's
Right.
being assertive. You go, girl. And then when we do, oh, you angry black woman, shut up and take it. And it's just irritating. It's
It
just
really is.
and I know I've been stereotyped a lot. And hey, let me tell you something, black people. When they say you're one of the good ones, that's not a compliment. That's not a compliment. I just want you to know that it's not a compliment. Because one of the good ones, what is this? A bag of raisinets or something? What is this?
A bag of
Good
bad
one.
apples.
Yeah, a bag of apples. Like, there's no
Yeah.
good ones. There are good people and there are bad people
In every
in
race.
every race. There's lazy people, there's loud people, there's so many people. So stop seeing and listening to people's horror stories and then projecting them in your life without you even having that experience.
Right.
Okay. And even if you have an experience, do not think that that is for all of us.
Right.
Okay. If I'm loud, it's because I want to be loud. It's
Right.
not because I'm black. If I want to eat some chicken, it's because I want to eat the chicken. It's not because I'm black. AKA watermelon is actually very nutritious
And delicious.
and delicious. I can't eat it personally because after I had my son, it's like my taste buds changed. And shout out to the pregnancy talk that we had. Go check out that episode, okay, y'all. Check it out because that's another side effect. You want
Right.
these women to have these kids and then it changes their whole being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we ain't gonna talk about that. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it intertwines with things.
It
But yeah,
really does.
I can't eat watermelon because it makes me like throw up now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, but it's like if I wanted to eat it, it's not because I'm black. It's because
Right.
it is good or it's nutritious.
Right.
You know, people shouldn't. I was speaking to some people and we were speaking on stereotypes
Mm-hmm.
and we asked the question, have you ever been stereotyped and how
Yeah.
did it make you feel? And a lot of people said the same thing. It made you feel like you were in a box, made
Yeah.
you feel like, well, dang, you can't even give me a chance to be me. You already have an assumption.
Yeah.
And that's what a stereotype is, an assumption based off of maybe a few couple experiences or what you
Right.
heard, you
Right.
know. So, what are some stereotypes that you've had put on you and how did that make you feel?
So I think two of the biggest stereotypes that I've ever had put on me. The first was, not was, is that I was raised by an educated black woman. So you can tell by the sound of my voice, I speak very proper. I talk like I have an education. What's up, JC in the building? Salute to you, King.
Hey,
Thank you for stopping
JC.
by. We're talking about black stereotypes today and how
Why I
that
can't see the chat?
makes us feel and affects our community. The comments, I have YouTube open on my phone because they'll pop up on the YouTube live before they do this live. So I don't know
Oh,
the delay, but I think that's why you can't see it. So yeah, JC, I was just getting into a stereotype that I face as a black person in this country and our community, and that stereotype 90% of the time came from members of my community. There
mm,
were people outside my community that would make fun of me, like, "Oh, you talk like a white person," because
yeah,
apparently in this country, if you talk like you're educated, that
right.
makes you whitewashed or you talk like a white person. So I get that. all the time. I
And
think
that's
that
disrespectful in
it
itself.
is.
Like, oh,
'Cause
so white people the only people who can be
that
educated?
part,
Like,
that
how
part,
dare you
that's
put
how
down
that makes me
everybody
feel.
else?
Exactly. And that's how that made me feel. Like, so you mean to tell me that white people are up here when it comes to being
Like
educated
it's
in
the standard.
society? Yeah, like we're not educated unless we're white. And if we are educated, oh, we're just white. Like, what are
You
you
think you're
saying right
better or
now?
whatever. Like, no.
Yeah. So
Just because you want better for yourself and your surroundings doesn't mean you think that you're better than anyone.
right. And I'm like, just because I didn't grow up around people who say y'all and this and that and talk like I'm from a certain area, like
Mhm.
that doesn't make me any more or less intelligent than
Right.
those people that did grow up in those areas where they
Right.
do. Because just because I'm not talking like I'm educated, that doesn't mean that I'm not intelligent. Like,
Right.
because
You
I
got
choose.
your own set of
Right.
intelligence. Yeah.
Yeah, because I choose to pronounce things in a certain way, because I choose to use certain lingo instead of other lingo, or I don't use big words, or I do, that doesn't make me any less educated than you are. Like, oh,
Right.
what's up, Queen 71 in the building?
Hey
So,
Queen. I like that picture. It's cute, girl.
yes,
It's cute.
yes, showing that black beauty, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Melanin skin. Looking so good tonight. Yeah.
Ow! I'm
By
just
my
kidding.
mixtape.
Yeah, so that whole talking white, that's definitely a black stereotype that I have faced, again, not only outside my community, within my community. I will have times where I have a job interview over the phone, and then I get that second interview in person, and they're looking like,
Who you is?
are you who we were talking to on the phone? Like, yep, it's
Catfish.
me in the flesh. Here
It's
I
the
am.
me, Mario. I've had that happen too. Oh my gosh. And ooh, and then you know my name, so it's like
Hmm.
they be like, "Who is
Yeah.
you?" I'm like, "It's me."
Yeah.
You don't remember me?
Like, they're like, no, not you. We're looking for the
No,
other one. Like, no, it's me. Like, not you.
like
We're looking for the
it
white
be
woman in
it's
the room. Like, did
crazy,
she?
right? And it's just like, and then I've had like little smart comments like you're one of the good ones, or I would never expect you to be like this, or oh wow, you like anime? I didn't know black people like anime. Oh, you listen to country music and techno and stuff? Because
Mm-hmm.
listen, I'm polyjamorous. I like all the jams.
Mm,
Okay. I
nice.
like I like I like all the music. So I'm very eclectic in
Yeah.
that matter. And a lot of people, I used to get called Oreo, you
Mm,
know. For the people who don't know what Oreo is, it's you black on the outside and you white on
white on
the
the
inside.
inside.
And I felt like I was always confused by that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so and just a little tidbit, I was never raised in the type of household where you were like, oh yes, you love your melanin and you love your skin and black
Right.
power and all that. I was never raised in the type of household. So to love myself and to know what being black was, or to be, who I was and everything, I didn't really know. I had to find out from friends. Hell, I didn't drink Kool-Aid until like late almost 20s, and then people was making fun of me about that. You know what I mean? Like, what? You ain't had no Kool-Aid? You don't drink Kool-Aid? You know what I mean? So it's like not everybody wants that. You know what I mean? Not
Right.
everybody is around that, and it doesn't make you better or worse. It's just we all have our own experiences, and that's what makes being black amazing, because
Right.
there's not one version of black.
Right.
There's a plethora of us. You know what I mean? There's so many things that we can be, that we want to be, and that we are.
Right.
And I feel like if everyone else can have that individuality,
Mm-hmm.
why is it an issue when we say, "Hey, no, no, not for me"? And then when they have the podcast with bashing the black males or black bashing the black women, and it's like you speak in a general sense,
Yeah.
so you make it seem like it's everyone. And then you know how you'll have those people, oh, if it don't apply, don't fly.
Right.
You know what I mean? If it don't apply, let it fly. But the
If
thing
you're black,
is,
I feel like it does apply.
It does apply because on the outside looking in, people forget that everyone watches us.
Right.
Everyone watches us here in America, okay?
Right.
And we don't have the same issues with our sense of who we are with other people, okay?
Right.
Other people are so black people in other cultures, they're so used to themselves
Hmm.
that they know themselves. They still
Yeah.
are in the roots of themselves.
Right.
Meanwhile, we were uprooted, had to plant some roots,
Hmm.
create the roots with Twizzlers and bungee cords. So when you don't have that original root and you have to create a root, them roots is faulty. Okay?
Right.
You ever fix a sink with duct tape and nail glue? Yeah,
Yeah.
you may fix it for a little bit and you may say, okay, it's holding up, baby. But that pressure is going to come. That
Hmm.
pressure is going to come and it's going to start to leak. Because
Right.
when you don't have a solid foundation, anything and everything is up for destruction.
Right.
And the reason why we are destructing ourselves is because we don't know ourselves. We don't know
Right.
who we are. We
We're
are
being
being
taught to do
told,
exactly.
wait, where my finger at? I'm pointing at you, girl, because you said it. We're
Yeah.
being taught and we're being told who we
What
are
we
supposed to be.
exactly.
Meanwhile, I'm this day and age learning about my true history.
Right.
Whole time, what they taught us in school is that we came from slaves. That's it. That
That's
all.
it. Yep.
Oh, you were born in this world. They took
That's
you,
another
and then that's it.
stereotype right there.
Whole
Like,
time didn't even know
yeah.
we were the ones that built this, created this, all these inventions coming out talking about some this was created by a black person. Like, what have you seen those the videos like on like TikTok or Instagram?
Hmm.
They're saying, oh, if you're a racist, then you might want to throw this away. And I'm like, dang,
Yeah.
we did that one too. Oh,
Yeah.
we kind of smart. It's not,
Right.
we kind of, we are. Okay,
Right.
even in the before the technology era, we had technology.
Right.
Okay, so if we were the ones that were going to these different countries and teaching them certain things, do your research because we was traveling way
Hmm.
before Columbus and all of them, and we were showing, hey, this is how you do that. Because guess what, in the and at the end of the day, our being is about nurturing.
Yeah.
That's why we're one of the most submissive and gullible races, because we ain't on that rah-rah stuff. We just want respect. That's
Right.
it. We just want people to be real and just function. That's it. We ain't on that conquer and kill stuff. We ain't on that.
Right.
Certain people is
Never
on
have
that. And certain people are trying to survive by mocking that.
been.
That's
Hmm.
why when we do what they do, it don't work for us.
Right.
And even if you get to a certain point, you're still trapped. You don't really have that freedom because at any point in time, someone can make that call and you ain't got that $1 billion no more.
Right.
All I got to do is put one story out on you and ruin your career.
Right.
Okay. So it's like you aren't free even when you look at these black billionaires. And how
Hmm.
come they aren't allowed to help us? You feel
Right.
me?
Yep.
We have so many, because people was like, oh, how when we were talking about the guy who was like, it don't exist. Oh,
Yeah.
well, we got black billionaires and we got black millionaires and
Right.
stuff like that. So it don't exist. There ain't no
Right.
struggle. You just gotta work hard. But
Right.
baby, what hard work is that?
Right.
Because sometimes you gotta do stuff that you don't really want to do.
Right. And
Okay?
what
You
rules
gotta
and
step
regulations
on
do you have
people
to
to get on top.
right? What rules and regulations do you have to follow to stay within that bag? Because if you're not
Exactly.
moving the way that you're told, just like prime example, Colin Kaepernick, the minute that he stopped moving the way that he was expected to, his he lost out. There
Yeah.
goes your contract. Oh, you can get out of here. If you're not gonna do it the way that we want you to, then we're not gonna help you. You're not gonna get this money. And I feel like a lot of people who do have that status understand that. Like there's only so much they could do. Just like when
Right.
people that video you sent me about, oh well, what about Obama? He didn't do nothing for the black community. Like
Right.
Obama couldn't do anything for the
He
black
couldn't, even if he tried to.
right.
They would have ixnay on the xnay him, or they would have all just said no.
Right.
You just
Just
like
that.
people don't understand that the president don't run shit. The president
Right.
is just a model for
Right. He's
everything else.
just who everybody puts on the face. Like
Right. He's
here's
the
who you
face.
blame. Here's the one in
He-
charge. Like
That's the
it
scapegoat
doesn't
right there.
work. Like
They really
exactly,
don't have no power. They can do
exactly.
the veto, but people can veto that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So it's
Exactly.
like it's all about and that's how it is with society. Just like
Yeah.
it's a collectiveness with them, it's a collectiveness with us.
That part.
And that's messed up, Queen. I just read that they
Yeah.
assumed that you was there for criminal court. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I went somewhere with my home. It's been so many times that I've been
Mhm.
stereotyped. It's not even funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we could literally sit here and we could probably just come up with hours of content
Yeah.
for things that all of us, Queen, all of JC, all of us could probably come up with so many stories because this shit is real. And
Right.
for when people say, "Oh, well, I've never experienced this, so it doesn't exist," that really hurts me. First of all, I'm happy
Same.
you never experienced it because because it's not something that you want. It's an uneasiness, and it make you question your worth sometimes. When it
Right.
first happened, but when you know who you are and why they mad, you be like, "Oh, stupid." You know what I
Right.
mean? It's stupid.
Right.
Racism becomes stupid.
Right.
Stereotypes become stupid because
Yeah.
when you are so close minded that you can't even see a person for a person and you just see a person for what other people tell you or what
Mhm.
you think, like it's really sad to me. It's really sad. You know what I mean? Because they say we only use what, not even half of our brain capacity. And for us to use the little that we use on dumb BS, that's like, wow, shorty. That's like you got a can of pop and you can open it all the way and get the full refreshment of the drink, the beverage,
Right.
but you want to do a little tiny crack and you
Yeah.
you suck it real hard. You suck it real hard trying to get that beverage out, but you won't open up. Open
Right.
up.
Right.
Open up
Get
so you
that
can
full
understand.
beverage. Get it going.
Get
Get
the
it in.
full beverage.
Right.
I have a wife
And
friend that
Queen 71 said, I have a white friend that always assumed that I know everything going on. And in the hip hop culture, I
exactly.
told him that I am 53. I don't listen to rap
Oh, you
music.
look
And I
good, girl.
don't. Right, that part.
They
And
said
I
black don't
don't
crack
know
unless
all
you
that.
want it, baby.
I completely agree with that. I've had that stereotype as well. I've had stereotype of men outside of my race that were interested in dating me that literally told me things like, "Oh, I've never been with a black woman before, and I heard that you guys are this and that, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah. And
always
it's always
been
extra
on my
sexual.
bucket list to be with a black woman." And
Yeah,
it
that's
just
another
like
one.
it made me feel like such an object to the point
Yes.
where I was like,
I don't
I'm
even
good
want to.
because it's like you're very welcome, Queen. You look amazing. Honestly, I hope I look like that when I'm your age. Cause
Okay.
yeah,
And then
black
to
don't crack.
that,
Look
yes, I
at that
am
picture. Like
rock.
honestly, like
Okay.
come on now,
Effortlessly.
everybody. Let's just pause and take a minute and look at Queen's picture. She's beautiful.
She's your queen to
The definition of black don't
be.
crack.
The
That's a
happy
stereotype, truth, but
ever
it's true.
after. The one you go after. Keita Rose petals. Keita Rose
Yes,
petals.
yes, yes. Kudos to you. So yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. I've had that stereotype where it's
Yeah.
just like, or the whole stereotype of you're. She say y'all crazy, or the stereotype of like, oh, you're really cool for being dark skinned.
Yeah.
You're really nice for
Or
being
really
dark skinned.
pretty.
Like,
I
yeah,
thought
or
you were
that
gonna
you're
be
really pretty
mean.
for being
Yeah.
dark skinned. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that dark skin meant I was ugly. I've got that.
Right.
Some like I've heard that 90% of my life. Like you are really pretty for being dark
That
skinned, and
is
that
crazy. Shout
makes
out to
me
all the beautiful melanated
that part.
people. Ooh, chef's kiss.
The
The
OGs,
universe took their time when they
the
made the
OGs of the
melanin.
melanin race,
Y'all are
the
the
dark
moon. You are
skin,
the star. You are the sun. You are everything. I'm
the
telling you.
black or the berry.
I want me a chocolate king, honey. Give me a Hershey Kisser. I want it. I want it because of the simple
Yes.
fact I was scared for the longest time, and we've discussed this before, but for
Yeah.
people coming in now who
Mhm.
don't know, yes, I was scared of myself because
Mhm.
of the abuse. So
Right.
therefore I stereotyped my
Right.
own people.
Right.
And honestly and truly, baby, we be doing it to ourselves. And
Yeah.
that's why we invite others to play in that playground, because we play
Right.
too much with ourselves.
Right.
Pause. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't like how we down each other. Like, yes,
Right.
there are a lot of stuff going wrong, and there's a lot of stuff that we need to fix.
Mhm.
But this is not how we go about it, by trash and see, this is what a black man or this is what a
Mhm.
black woman. No,
Right.
no. First and foremost, sorry. Have to remember, and I'm gonna keep repeating it, we all have lived different lives. We cannot expect people to see life the way we see it,
Right.
execute life the way that we execute it, or want to change life
Right.
the way that we do, because everybody has goals that are different.
Right.
Okay. And even if we have the same goal, the way that we want to go about it may be different.
Right.
Okay. Hell, even twins are two different people, but they look the same. So if twins have different personalities,
Right.
how the heck do regular people not have different personalities? Like, why we can't put that in our, peripheral?
Right.
Why we can't understand that? And it's just, we got to stop the stereotyping. We
Yeah.
got to stop the bashing, and we got to stop the downfall of us.
Yes.
Because if you know, like people who really, like, the scariest type of person and say, I'll do anything for a bag. If you really are really risking, like being like the Condoleezas, not the Condoleezas, I'm so sorry.
Candace Owens.
Candace, it was a C. It was.
Candace Owens.
Shout out to Condoleezza. How you doing? How you doing? You must be on somebody, man. I don't know why I thought about her, but anyway, shout out to you. You are amazing. But no, I'm talking about
What
Candace.
up, Plat Boy Plays in the building? What's up?
Ah,
Hopefully.
what's up, crybaby Platt? But yeah. Shout out to Platt. He will be crying on a screen near
Oh
you.
my
Well,
God,
we
Kay.
are going to be on a panel with shout out to JC. JC and Platt are going to be crying
Jesus.
tomorrow, and we're going to
Salute
be talking
Rodnell in the
about
building.
relationships. Yes.
How you doing, folks? Today we are talking about black stereotypes and what
Hey,
us
Rod.
personally have gone through as far as black stereotypes, whether it be within our community,
Mhm.
outside our community. We mentioned about now my own. Oh, OnlyFans is jumping. That's good. Good.
I'm
Glad
so
to hear that.
happy. Now you can pay this child support. So,
Mm.
but what I was about to say. Oh yeah, you guys, have you guys been stereotyped, and how does it
Yes.
make you feel? What are
Yes.
some of the
So that's
stereotypes
the
that people
question we
have?
put in the
Yeah.
chat. What are some of the stereotypes that you have experienced in this country? Um, Kay, can you think of any off the top of your head that you have gone through that we haven't talked about?
Oh yeah. When I'm quiet and reserved, that I'm
Mm-hmm.
stuck up, and
Mm.
I'm like just a few moments ago, I was somewhere and I just was just my regular face, and just, I'm not, you know what I mean? Because I'm not
Yeah.
always like that. I have my push through the positivity moments, but I
Yeah.
also have my moments where I'm just like really just trying to collect myself and get my energy. So I like sit back and observe. If I feel like my energy isn't appreciated, like if it's not valued, I will take it away now. Before I used to just work harder, just try, try, try. You'll get them all, kid. But you
Right.
can't win them all. You can't be everybody's friend. Everybody ain't gonna be your cup of tea, and you ain't gonna be everybody's soup of the month. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like you got to get over trying to please everybody. And
Yeah.
if you think you ever will, then baby, that is going to be a slippery slope because it's gonna be always that one person who like, why she cockeyed? Why her nose look like that? Like somebody is gonna have something,
Right.
that they don't like about you. And it
Yeah.
could just be like, I don't like the way she breathes. She say too much, which I do
Right.
because I watched a video of mine and I was like, damn, I say a lot. So I'm going to be more mindful of that. And this is this video stuff has really helped me see myself and what I need to work on. So yeah, shout out to me growing. Yeah.
Yes. Shout out to growth. That's the word of the day. Growth.
Growth, yes. But a stereotype, yeah. Me being, oh, I thought you was mean. I thought you was mean. You cool as hell. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sweeter than diabetes. You know what I mean? So it's like I just don't, why would you think I was mean? Oh, well, you looked that you was mean. I said, if I walked around smiling all the time, y'all would think I was a psycho. So it's
Right.
like, what do you want? You can't please,
Right. That
just
part.
get to know me. And if I say then you be like, okay, yeah, she mean. But if I say, hey, you know what I mean, like don't catch me off
Right.
guard. Sometimes I have my headphones on, you may be talking to me, I'm in a whole different world. I really get absorbed in the music and I'd be like
Mhm.
trying to, I'm about to drive in the ocean, you know what I mean? So I'm like escaping,
Right.
letting go that negativity through the music. So I can't hear you. So
Yeah.
like, don't think that I'm being rude, and don't, if someone doesn't want to talk to you, if a black woman doesn't want to talk to you, give you their number, or vice versa, a black man, a black person, period. Don't say, oh, you rude, you this. They don't want to get. They don't. There is no law saying I have to give it to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? There is no nice law like, oh, you got to at least give 37 out of the 52 numbers in order to be nice. There is no nice numeral.
Right.
Nice does not mean that you always have to say yes. Okay?
Yeah.
That's one thing. You really got to understand that it doesn't mean that you have to say yes.
Right.
And I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like I've been talking for a long time and I don't
You're
want.
fine. No worries. Yeah. I feel like another stereotype that I have experienced is when it comes to Black Visionville and our mission and what our goal is here. We
Ooh.
are 100% for the growth, progression, and unity of our community. One of the stereotypes that I get a lot is that I'm excluding other races or that I'm being racist because my focus is only on my community.
Mm,
And for me, it's like I feel like here it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, yellow, pink. I don't care. If you want to participate in assisting with the progression of our black communities, sit down, pull up a chair, join the conversation, join the movement. I'm totally on board with that. My focus is our people, but that doesn't mean because I'm for our people that I'm anti everybody else. And I
mm.
get that a lot. I've had people tell, well, if I was doing this, I would include everybody. I wouldn't just include
Right.
black people. It just, my focus was
Everybody don't include us.
right. And that's
Why
what
do
I'm
we
saying.
have to be accommodating to, and that's another
Right.
thing. I hate that stereotype of the picnic shit. That
Yeah.
picnic, oh, you invited to the picnic. Why y'all what?
Right.
I just that phrase just irritates me. So first of all, when I found out what a picnic was, I was like, "Ooh, we need to not use that." Okay, but I was like, "Ooh, we not doing." And that's another thing. They always say, "Oh, black people always want to bring race, 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 race." But
Right.
who was
But
the
it's
one
only
who
like that with
invented it? Who
us.
was the one? We
Right.
didn't invent that shit. We didn't
Right.
invent race.
Right.
We didn't. You know,
It's
and you
only
made
like
it.
that
You
with
made
us.
it. How do you get mad when the thing that you created blows up in your face, and now it's like, oh, it's an issue that people want to fix, but
Hmm.
it's an issue you don't want them to fix. It's a one that you want them to suppress. They want you to remember the Alamo, remember nine this and nine that, and but you can't. Don't bring this up.
Even D-Day, Pearl Harbor.
Okay, don't bring this up. Stop bringing
Right.
slavery up. It happened so
Right.
long ago, baby. We still emancipation only means to remove the chains.
Right.
Doesn't mean that you remove the
The
subjectiveness,
systemic, like I don't
the
feel like
systemic
people
racism. Yeah.
understand how real it is when we say like this country was built on racism.
Yes.
This
This
country
is support.
runs
This was support. This is not a country. This is a corporation.
that part.
People
Without
do not
racism,
get
the
that.
US would not exist. And I don't think
Exactly.
people understand that and really think about that.
Yeah.
Like without racism, the United States of
Would
America would
not
not
be what it
exist.
is.
It's
Do
it
you
wouldn't.
know? Do you guys know what was the plantation that made the most money, that actually made us the United States? Do you know which plantations made us the money? It's not, it wasn't the cotton. It
No, it
was
was
the
sugar.
breeding.
The
The
breeding.
breeding plantations
Oh, I
where
didn't.
they took children as young as 8 or whenever you started to menstruate, and then
Mm,
they would have you start making babies. So then they would take those babies and sell them to the other plantations to make
uh,
the cotton, to make the clothes, to make the food, to make everything else. So you need people to produce the product,
right.
right? So therefore that was what made
The
us the
money makers.
corporation that
Yeah.
we are today.
Yeah.
Okay? And then we there's so many. I would love to talk about the contradictions that we have here in America
Right.
on one podcast, because that's one thing that I really want people to stop with, that cockiness. We
Right.
don't want to acknowledge other people's struggles. We want to say, "Oh, we're one band, one sound," but I have yet to see unity in a lot of things.
Right.
You know, I, everyone's divided. Are you a this? Are you a that? Are you
Right.
for this? Are you for that? It's like, oh, if you like this, I can't talk to you. Oh, you
Right.
support this, I can't do that. Like, we all going to like different things.
Yes, it's like that. That's how it's human nature. Just like, for example, when it comes to, like I said, when it comes to being pro black, when it comes to standing up and saying, this is what I want for my community where I came from. Oh, well, at the end of the day, we're all human. So why color doesn't matter. But people don't think that way when it comes to being a Democrat or a Republican. People
Right,
don't think that way when it comes to being upper class or lower class. It only is like that when it comes to black people saying, I want to be pro black. I'm with my community. I'm for my community. I feel like that's the only time we start hearing that, oh, well, all lives matter and oh, we're all human at the end. Why do you guys got to make everything about race when I can drive down the block and see a whole Jewish community that I can't go into unless I have Jewish origin? I
right,
see food banks that I can't go to unless I have Native American blood in me. And if
right,
I don't, this community will not help me with food.
right,
But when
right.
it comes to black people and having things like that,
You
oh,
can't
you're
have
being
that.
racist. You're being racist. Why does it always have to be about race? Why do you guys
Right.
make everything black and white? And we only hear that when it comes to us wanting to do things like that for our community. You don't go down the street and see a bunch of shopping centers where it's nothing but black owned businesses because that would be racist. And
Right.
why would you want to
You
have
don't go to Chinatown saying, "Oh, why y'all only got
right,
Chinese employees? Where did that?"
right,
No, they gonna support them on. You're not
that
gonna
part,
go to, the Indians, and then they be like, "Oh, they're gonna support their own. They're gonna call their
yes,
cousins in them. They're gonna, oh, you can have this business, or I'm
right,
gonna teach you this, and I'm gonna pass this on to you." You know what I'm saying? So why can't they have that generational wealth or that sense of community? I done lived by Hispanics, okay, damn near all my life, okay, and shout out to all my Hispanic people. But then they change it now, it's Latinx. You can't say Latinx, and it
right,
just that's a whole mess in itself. But
yeah,
anyway, okay, that's a whole mess in itself. Everybody changing their name like it's a season, and you know what I
right,
mean. I don't get that, but anyway,
and
you know what I mean.
pro
That
name,
lets you know how fake it is. If you can
right,
change a name to something else, and it's fake.
right,
Okay. What it is what it is. You know
right,
what I mean? And it's like all these names that we have. And yes, you are correct. We are humans. That's what we
right,
was in the beginning. But since y'all want to start these names and give people categories to justify,
yes,
because that's what it was. They
yeah,
had to create race because they were looking at the hierarchy of animals.
Right.
Okay, now these are humans. Let's really get into it. Y'all want to get into it? Okay, we're gonna get into it. All
Let's
right.
get into it.
So the thing is that race became a thing because they were comparing humans to animals. Okay, so you have the hierarchy in animals, and so they wanted that hierarchy in humans. But
Right.
animals have their hierarchy, but they also have their respect, and they work together. Okay,
Right.
there was no, shunning all this extra stuff that humans do. Okay,
Right.
so how are we supposed to be more superior than the animals? But we can't even unify
Right.
and come to a common ground. That's
Right.
the sad part.
Yeah.
We are the animals, if anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like I said, I've lived next to Hispanics, right? They will look out for each other. Now
Right.
I know that that was a stereotype because they have their stereotypes. Oh, y'all had like 15 people in the house.
Right.
But listen. Sometimes it happens, but that's on some unity shit. So
Right.
that's a stereotype that builds strength. So I
Right.
would never make fun of that. I would
Yeah.
never make fun of that. And I've seen it happen. Bro
Yeah.
didn't have nothing to eat. Okay, come. We finna feed you. We finna give you a job. We
Right.
finna make sure you up. All of us ain't finna move until everybody is straight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why can't we have that? You know
Right.
what I mean? When you have the little black girl pride or black girl, why you gotta put that? But people
Right.
could have boricua and
Right.
all this kind of stuff. They said, oh, what would you feel if we had white power? Well, technically you did. You
Right.
did. We
Right.
tried that. We tried that. It don't come
Right.
off the same
You go
that
to
I'm trying to
certain
come off.
parts of this country and you
You know what
still
I'm
do.
saying? Exactly. People can run Confederate flags and people say,
Right.
"Oh, I understand the history behind it, but my history, that's not what I don't want to
Right.
represent it that. Forget
Right.
your experience with this, it's mine." You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's like there's this tug and pull constantly where it's you had your experience and I had mine, but I only want to respect mine, you
Right.
know? And look at what happened when they had to stop Asian hate. Ain't nobody say no, stop all hate. They was like,
Right.
no, stop the Asian hate. I
That
didn't
part.
hear no all lives matter when they was
Right.
like stop Asian hate and all that kind of stuff. When they had they was showcasing like there were people beating up. It was just a whole bunch of things that
Right.
they get. But when we want unity, it's like, oh, y'all be fighting each other, and it
Right.
be what about the black on black crime? First of all, it's not black on black crime; it's proximity crime.
Right.
If all there is black people, then that's who they gonna do.
Right.
That's who they gonna do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's just, and for people to say, "Oh, we don't care when we do stuff to each other, and we want to just lash out when others do for each other." But remember that algorithm is strong. We
Right.
don't see everything that everybody is saying. We
That.
only see what comes to the surface. You
Yeah.
feel me? So there are a lot of us that are fighting for us, that are trying to make us better, that show us in positive lights. You
Right.
know what I mean? How when they have those pictures of you'll never see this go viral, and when they have like a whole bunch of black doctors and nurses
Yeah.
or whatever, and you don't see that. You see the
Right.
trashiness. Who do they promote? Blue and Crucian or
Right.
whatever. They'll
Yeah.
never do like, look at what they call Russell Simmons. What's his name? Russell
Russell
Wilson.
Wilson. Yeah.
Russell Wilson and Sierra.
Hmm.
He's a respectable black man, right?
Right.
And he caters to his wife, and he's very soft spoken and all that kind of stuff, and nurturing, and they call him a simp. They talk
Yeah.
about that. So you want black men to be just rough and rugged and
Right.
wild and just shut up, bitch. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
what is it? Why do you have this stereotype of what a black person is supposed to be,
Right.
and but you want them to be different? Like it makes no sense to me.
Right.
You want us to be different, but when we tell you that we're different and we showcase that you're different, it's, oh, you're not black enough.
Right.
So there's so many contradictions in the problems that we have amongst each other. So what are we going to do to get over that? Can you see it? But first you have to see the problem in order to
Right.
know that there's one.
Right.
if we continue to idolize the ratchetness and idolize the chaos, then that's all that's gonna arise. So we
Right.
got to start shutting some of this down.
Yeah.
You know?
Within our communities and outside, and I feel
Yeah,
like the we will make more progress starting from within
yeah,
than trying to start outside in, because at the end of the day, a lot of the stereotypes that we have put on us, like I said, or perpetuated in our community, are
yeah.
upheld within our community. Like there is certain seeds that have been planted by members outside of our community that were planted long before we were born, long before our
That
parents.
good hair shit. Ugh. Oh,
Right. You know,
I
long
hate that
before,
stereotype. That, oh,
yeah,
you got good hair. No, good
yes,
hair just
or
means that it's healthy. Okay?
right, yeah,
4C,
or the
3C.
stereotype of I like to wear wigs. I like to wear wigs. I like to wear weaves. I
Oh,
don't
you don't
wear
like
my
your hair
natural
if you
hair
wear wigs and weaves. Sometimes
very
you want a
often.
break.
My stereotype that I get is I'm bald headed under my weave or my wig, that I don't have
Right.
any hair under there. I grew up, I was born with a full head of hair thanks to the Just For Me era. My hair got
For me.
severely damaged from that. I get that all the time. Oh, no, that didn't happen to you. You're just, all black women say that because they ain't got no hair. But again, that was another agenda that was pushed on our community that was very much successful when it came to trying to destroy our hair. And I get that, like I said, I get that all the time. Oh, you must not have any hair under there because you always wearing wigs and weave. Or I'm like, well, I wear wigs and weave because my hair was so damaged from being perm from the time I was 3 to 16. Oh no, that's not true. You're just bald headed. You just weren't born with hair. Like, I have hair. It's thicker than peanut butter, so I choose not to wear it all the time. So there's that, but
Right.
that's a huge stereotype that I get a lot. Or, oh, your hair is nappy. Your hair is nappy. Your hair, like,
Yeah.
no, coarse is a better word. Oh no, it's just nappy. So it's just
Yeah.
like
It's
things like
okay to
that.
have coarse hair. It's
Right.
okay.
What's
You just
wrong
gotta
with that?
learn how to
Because
manage it.
society told us something was wrong with
Right.
it, because certain people of other races said your hair is ugly because it doesn't look like mine, so our
Right.
community ran with it. To this day, like, so that's definitely another huge stereotype that I get as well. But I'm going to close it out from here. We're going to do our final thoughts and get out of here.
Okay.
Um, I'll go first. Again, Kay said it earlier, but I'll say it again. Stereotype, what is it? It's a widely held but fixed or oversimplified image or idea of a person or a thing. When it comes to stereotypes, especially within our community, all I can say is, like Michael said, the last podcast we did, have empathy. Start moving with compassion. Start moving with empathy for other people, for your own people, for the just pride that you have for your community and being black and beautiful. When it comes to those stereotypes, don't feed into it. Don't believe the hype. You know who you are. You know who we are. And if you see or hear stereotypes that are being perpetuated on us, by us or others, speak up, stand up, say something. Hey, just because I'm this or that doesn't mean it's like that because I'm black,
Right.
or doesn't mean it's not like that because I'm black. So just
Mhm.
having empathy for ourselves, sticking up for each other, treating our community members like we are the family that we are, I feel like will help us to let go of those stereotypes that, like I said, were not only planted in our community and carried in our community, but were created in our community. So, again, just understanding how those different stereotypes hurt the progression of our community for the people who actually want to be a part of that change,
Right.
just figuring out ways or things that you can do to kind of start to put those stereotypes behind us so that we can carry out the next generations who are not hearing things like, oh, you're really pretty for being dark skinned, or oh, you got that good hair, or whatever other stereotypes we may have heard or experienced. So, with that, I'm going to pass it over to you.
All right. Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Thank you.
And Just like you stated, we got to stop the stereotypes with everyone, okay, not just us, because y'all know how y'all like to drive that everyone boat, okay. It's always everyone till
Right.
people
It
want to
comes
be
to accountability.
on,
Then
okay. All right, that accountability, we gonna stop.
like,
Just
whoa,
you.
we just talking about y'all, not us.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want, hey, it's okay to be you, and don't try to put yourself in a box, because like I said, I know that feeling, being told, oh, you're not black enough, or why you act like this, you don't act like, you know what I mean, like you act like you. Being
Right.
black isn't one thing, okay.
Right.
It is whatever you want it to be,
Right.
okay. um
Whatever makes you you. Because,
Whatever makes you you, because you're going to be you,
yeah.
okay. This is the skin that you're in. So whatever you push forward and what you make yourself out to be, that's what black is.
Right.
I want people to understand we are individuals. Stop lumping us up. Stop
Right.
telling us that there's good ones. There's good and bad people on every occasion,
Right.
okay. So don't make it seem like we have to stop. Some people feel pressure to act a certain way, to
Yeah.
speak a certain way, to
Mhm.
be, accommodating or less threatening. That
Yeah.
should never be a sense.
Thing.
We are not wrestlers. You should not feel intimidated by anybody because of what they look like. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Stop comparing, an experience to everything that you put
Right.
forward. It's not. I'm sorry if a person hurt you, and I'm sorry if you've witnessed certain situations, but that doesn't mean that it's for every. Because if that was the case, I would have a phobia of a lot of people,
Yeah.
because history has showed me what people can do.
Right.
So I should have a phobia, but no, I give everyone a chance. And when you show me your fangs, I'm a step on your neck. You feel
Right.
me? And that's how it is. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how it should be. Give people a chance until they show you who they are.
Right.
And you got to give people a chance. All
Yeah.
right. And to my people who clown each other, like, bro, this is why people get the green light to do it to us. Because
Right.
when yeah, it might be amongst us, but for some reason, when they see that, they feel comfortable to do so. And
Right.
I'm just seeing a lot of people, like the guy that you went to on his podcast. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Shout out to Maurice on TikTok.
Okay, yeah, you remember the
Check
name.
him out.
But yeah. So, and that's that. We're gonna talk about that, and we'll pull the clip and everything, and we'll have a
Yeah.
discussion on how we hurt ourselves. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I don't. And it sucks when you have to say, hey, like my son wanted a water gun, and I was like, baby, I don't feel comfortable buying that for you, because
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
Right.
kids your age get shot for that. And this is not me trying to put fear into him. This is a real
Right. It's
thing.
reality.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
You know? Oops. It was a roller. Oh, it was a Snickers. I thought it was a gun.
Right.
Whoopsies. You know
I
what I mean?
thought this green and yellow Nerf gun was an AK-47, so I
Yeah.
shot
I
this
thought you,
bum
yeah,
early.
I thought, yeah. So it's like, it's scary that we have these stereotypes, but
Right.
also that we have certain things that we have to abide by. When they say, oh, just consent, not consent, just comply, be quiet, do what they say. And I don't understand why, but yet I see videos of people cussing them out. Let me speak to your manager,
That
and
part.
you and your dad and your grandma. But they didn't have to comply, and they certainly didn't get shot.
Oh, it's only if you're black you gotta comply, and you'll be
you
just
know
fine. That's what people. Oh well, if he would have just complied and did what he was
and
told.
I've complied before too, and they still found the issue. And
Right.
I was within my right to ask a question. Oh, shut up, don't talk.
Right.
So why
And
can't
what does
I
that
ask?
even mean? Like you need to comply. So if this officer says get on your knees and do whatever I tell you, you're just
Yeah,
supposed
you
to
have
do
to
it so you don't
comply.
die. Like what?
And there have been instances where people have had to go through that. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it's crazy how we have all these rules and stigmas we have to abide by in order to be deemed good citizens, but everyone else can be wild and buck loose. And it's not to say that we want to be wild and buck loose, but
Right.
why, if it's everyone, why is it not held accountability for everyone?
Right.
Why is everyone not held on that same standard?
Right.
you know so until we get to that everyone, we can't be
Right.
preaching this everyone, because everyone ain't on the same
Right.
wavelength.
Right.
Not we not.
Right.
So until we get there, we can't interject with that everyone shit,
Right.
because everyone isn't thinking for everyone. You feel
Right.
me?
It's the
Even in
same thing
basic
when
interactions, we don't care. Hell, I had
right.
somebody cuss me out because I asked them could they speak to me nicely and say please. We
Jesus.
can't even say please, and y'all want to talk
Right.
about, all this other, like, it's the basic things. But yeah, anyway, I want to say I appreciate y'all for coming through today. Thank you so much for sharing with us, and thank you for just being a part of this movement. I want to thank anyone and everyone who wants to be a part of the change that they want to see, because just like little baby said, we can get it up out of them. I'm telling you,
Right.
we can, but we just have
There's
to
a
be
better life out here, I
and we have
promise.
to, like KT said, why KT said, we have to hold each other accountable. And when people start seeing, and it's sad that it's a people thing, but it's like when they see us checking each other,
Hmm.
then they will check themselves.
Right.
Because if we say, you ain't finna, this ain't your matter, you can't talk about this. You know what I mean? Let me handle it. When we take control of us, then we will be able to get control of everything else. You feel me?
Right.
And I also wanted to let y'all know that for back to school, we will be doing like a little funding thing. We're going to be creating backpacks to give to people who need them. So if you would like to donate, the Black Visionville Cash App is floating around here. Definitely help out. We're trying to give back to the community. We're
Yeah.
also trying to create some, because there is some. KT showed me some things that's going on with the kids in her community, so we're really trying to create some safe spaces and some brave
Yeah.
spaces for them to get the nutrients that they need. And what I
Right.
mean by nutrients is the love and support and the knowledge that they need, because we can't just, it's easy to say, oh, look at what they doing,
Right.
look at, but what are we going to do to help them and get up?
Yeah.
You can't help everybody now, but you
Right.
can at least create spaces where the people who want to get that help and knowledge can get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So definitely look out. We will give you more information on when we will be doing the
Mhm.
drive for the donations, and we'll get back to y'all on that. But I hope everyone has a great evening, and we love y'all so much. Okay.
We will be back at it again
Tomorrow.
tomorrow, I believe 7 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah.
Um, so, yeah, please join us. Everybody have a safe night, and we will see you all
Make sure
tomorrow.
to like the live, okay?
Share the live, like the live, comment on the live, tell your people to watch the live, tell your
And
people
subscribe.
to hit the like, hit the subscribe.
Subscribe.
I
Bye.
can't do it as high as my daughter. Hit the subscribe. She was on it with the high notes, so I have to
Yeah.
have her get on next time and just say it.
Good night, y'all.
Good night. Bye.